Oh, right.
Talk about the weather.
Talking about the weather.
Talk about the weather.
Okay. All right, guys. Welcome back. Season 3, Episode 2 of the Rose Review. This is, unfortunately, take 2.
It's okay. We were only like 3 minutes in, but
Yeah.
it was getting real organic. So how about we just get back into our conversation? We're gonna
Yeah.
go back to the roots,
Yeah.
and we're gonna talk about AO. Little introduction.
Yep, and then we'll jump into the video.
Yep.
All right, so why don't you just go through as to like where you were from and everything you just went through,
Okay.
and then we'll get back right into what we were talking about.
All right, so right now, y'all gonna ask me? Like, you guys gonna cut this out? I mean, and ask me.
No, it'll just go in probably just like this.
All right, so born and raised Lancaster City, 28 long years here. You know what I mean? Wouldn't trade it for the world.
Right.
I love this place.
Really?
Yes.
Lancaster's the
I do
place
love
for
Lancaster. Lancaster's actually a great place to, like, you know, if you have children, things
True.
of that nature.
Mm.
As long as you're in the suburbs,
you. Number one place to retire. Fact.
that would be a good place. Yeah, it would be a great place to retire. To, you know, kick my feet up after the long run.
But does it ever get to you like just
Yeah.
only seeing trees and fields?
No.
No.
Because like I've only been here for 20 minutes, and like as somebody who's creative, it's so hard here.
Is it? I think I get creativity
Music's a
from anything.
Music's a different situation.
So what's your creativity?
I think it's
aspect on, I
it's a
guess?
way it's the way that people receive media out here is completely different.
Oh, yes.
There's
Does
a
that
lot
make
of
sense?
conservative
That's a
people.
big fact. There's a lot of hating people.
There's a lot of hating people.
Conservative people. A lot of people that are mad that you're doing something that they're not doing. It's just, you know, they'll hate instead of support because they don't have the energy or they don't have the willpower. They don't have the, what's the word I want to use? The ambition to go and do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see that.
It's alright if you don't like it, but you can still support.
Small mind.
Things
small
are
town
changing.
mentality.
Are you seeing a change? You've been here for a while. Have you seen
Like,
are you seeing a change in how, especially as somebody being a musician like yourself, it's being received?
I would say there's a lot more opportunities now. Like, a lot more people are actually doing different things in order to get artists like myself into better positions. You know what I mean? So I would say yes, it's better because if you look at it like 8 years ago, there was never open mic night or anything like that. You know what I mean? There was never a venue for that. They would never make that happen. Now they got them at the biggest clubs sometimes where you guys can perform. You know what I mean, do your thing in front of, you know what I mean, all these people, opposed to having to go out of town like Baltimore, Philly, just to look for a show.
And maybe this aspect, and I've been thinking a lot about this just because the show that we had planned for last week, we were going to talk a little bit about this, and I'll say it now.
Yeah.
I think maybe this aspect that I have about Lancaster and kind of where I sit is maybe because like I'm not even 21 yet.
Right.
So I don't have opportunities like that where it's like, oh, this is a bar, here's an open mic, go do this. And like I've thought about like to myself, like, all right, should I step back and think about that and maybe just wait a few months and just see what happens? Maybe my outlook will completely change. Does that make it necessarily acceptable? I don't think so, because I think you can do a lot at a young age. And I think that where music and what the industry is heading to be now is just young kids.
Yeah.
And if they don't have an opportunity to shine like somebody who's 21,
Right.
they either gotta wait or they either have to get out and go do it somewhere else. And sometimes that's extremely difficult.
And that's a good tie into what we actually had a conversation with the mayor of Lancaster about this. Like we were at an event one night and we were talking about how did the exact conversation come about? We asked her perspective on hip hop culture in Lancaster City.
Okay.
And
What was her
and
response? This is probably interesting.
you know, it was
She received it. I think she received it well, but I don't think she understood how important and how necessary a culture like that is when it comes to a city.
yeah.
Right.
And I think that's very hard to teach someone.
There's a
It's
lot of
not-
people in Lancaster.
That hasn't been, you know, that hasn't experienced it themselves. Like, the things that music does for certain individuals doesn't do the same for other individuals. You know what I mean? Like, I can just listen to music all day. Some people can't. Some people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, some people have to go to the gym every single day.
That's the same.
Some people have to do that, or they're just like, I have to
They're not
listen to
the
music
same,
every
yeah.
day. If I don't do that, then
I
I'm
go crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, what am I doing? I can't. Who drive? Like, when people drive without music, what the fuck?
You know what's
What
crazy
is
about
going
that?
on?
I recently lost that little piece that connects to my phone.
So you're that person.
bro,
He has to. Be
Nah,
I
because you
know,
can turn
I
it
play
on your
it on my
phone.
phone.
See, he has to.
I have
See
to.
what I mean? But you have to
I
hear
have
something.
to hear something.
I can't just
It's
drive
it's
like
the silence kills me.
an old little lady. I just be like, what are you doing in there? Just thinking and stuff.
I just.
What else did she say? She agreed a lot with what we said, and it seemed like she kind of pandered to what we said a little bit. Like, because we were like,
she's also a politician.
yeah. So which makes sense. She knew how to talk to us, I guess hypothetically, but she was like, what did she say?
I mean, did it sound genuine?
It sounded like it was coming from a place that she knew, in essence, what she was talking about, but she hadn't experienced it, like you said.
Okay.
Which is fair,
Right.
because
Because not everyone's going to be put in a position like that.
100%.
Unfortunately, I don't think what we do in communities like Lancaster City where there's
the demographic is too large.
well, we don't even when we talk about demographic and we talk about like diversity when it comes to things like what we're talking about right now. That's
Right.
this is a political system
Yeah.
that we're talking about when it comes to like an approach essentially to stuff like this.
Right.
I don't think we're teaching youth at a diverse level that they have an opportunity to go and take those chances because they're always taught that like regardless of what's going to happen there's always going to be a specific type of person in office, and we're not teaching kids like that to go and who are open-minded like that. They feel like there's that barrier, which realistically it is there. So like we're not going to see a lot of people like that until those barriers just are completely shut.
It was a really insightful conversation.
I mean, completely open. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the chances of that happening though,
It's low.
very slim.
It's
And
slim,
we talked about
But-
the liability too of
of course.
and
What's the liability? Let
the
me hear this.
liability of a hip hop event.
Okay, let me hear
So
it.
okay, hypothetically,
Hypothetically.
who are you gonna rather book for a show, Kid Cudi or Chief Keef in Lancaster City?
They're gonna go with Chief Keef.
You think?
I wouldn't.
But do you really believe that?
I'm 100% sure.
You think they would do that?
The demographic of what
At
he
the
said
Chameleon
earlier.
Club.
What he said earlier.
I don't think that would happen.
What you said earlier is the way the direction that music is moving in is a bunch of kids.
Mm-hmm.
The kids love Chief Keef
Okay.
more than they love Kid Cudi.
The kids love Chief
It-
Keef.
it-
But
but
let
it-
me tell you something about Rich Ruoff and the guys that run the Chameleon Club.
Okay.
Let me tell you something about that.
They run it like a business.
They
talked
run
about
it like a
this.
business,
Alright.
and they
They want the least
They're-
possible liability.
exactly because if anything,
It sounds good, but they had Dave East there. What's the difference? Tell me.
Chief Keef and
it's-
Davies
yeah,
are
a little
two-
bit different.
I
A little
think
bit different. I would
They
say.
both live the same life. They're
Yeah,
both
but
out there,
they
you know,
garner a
they come-
different audience.
I mean, at the end of the day, the audience that you're trying that would be attracted to this event is going to be, if you bring Kid Cudi, it's going to be a bunch of
White kids. White
Right.
kid. It's gonna be a diverse audience, probably. To be honest
it,
with you.
it wouldn't be.
Kid
It's
Cudi
not.
is
It's gonna. It's
pretty-
gonna. It's gonna be less problematic. Let's say that.
Exactly. Low
You know what I
liability.
mean?
Low liability.
Low liability. That's a
Yep.
fact. Opposed to having Chief Keef, but I tell you right now, you bring Chief Keef out here, you'll make more
It's just
money.
gonna sell.
But those
Yeah.
you're gonna make more money. Absolutely, I agree with you. But they're not gonna look at something like that because regardless, they're getting a big artist in Lancaster City.
And they're gonna be
This
making
is
that
where
money.
this is where the trap starts to come, is because we can sit here and we can talk and talk and talk about what's gonna sell. Like
Right.
the fact that somebody like Tyler the Creator played the Chameleon Club.
liability again.
That's your low liability because you would never see some sort of experimental shit that
Maybe
would
Kid Cudi was a
where
bad
kids
example.
I don't even think Kid
No,
Cudi was
Kid
a bad
Cudi-
example. You
Kid
could
Cudi's a
still
good
put
example.
that.
So I don't know how relevant he is now because he,
If
he,
regardless
does,
if
he
he's
has a
relevant
little
or
bit
not.
of a different genre now.
But he's not gonna still bring any. It's not gonna be problematic.
No,
No,
definitely.
it's
Him- yeah.
none of that would be.
No
I
chance.
think it. We can keep talking and saying like it's problematic and that there's issues. There's a lot of things that go into that, especially when you run a venue like Lancaster City where it's placed, and I think they don't hire the people to be able to handle a situation like a Chief Keef show,
Right.
because
Yeah, that's fact.
and I'm gonna drop it because it's real and it happens, and I think we really need to think about it and be like, there is liability when we talk liability and we come to hip hop music. There's
It's there.
I don't want to throw a race at it, but I want to throw the stereotypes that come with it. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Bro,
That's the only like a stereotype of what comes with a rap show
Is
to-
violence.
Yeah.
is either violence or like a lot of drugs.
Well,
So-
no, because if you
I'm
got a
talking-
rock show, it's gonna be violence or a lot of drugs as well.
But this is where we
This is a
step back. This
stereotype.
is where we step back and look at the stereotype, right?
Oh, okay.
So this is where the stereotype comes in for people who are like I'm talking the people that run Lancaster City that are quiet and they have all the money and they have their hands everywhere.
Right.
Those are the 50-year-old people that are like, this is
We
not
want
okay.
the money. We don't want the liability. That's the reason Dave East was there. That's the reason Tyler Creator was there instead of Chief Keef or The Game or something crazy like that. Because, like, I mean, you could get those kind of artists out here, 100%.
What about PNB though? Well,
So
he
once
makes
again,
good. He
low-
makes good vibes.
Exactly.
He
Low,
brings good
low,
vibes.
low liability on that one.
That makes sense.
It makes sense, right? That's how I would do it, to be honest. If I was,
Running like a business.
I would run it like a business. But in that same sense, I would have to at least identify that music is very important, and to have a diverse genre in your actual venue is very important.
Right.
It keeps your clientele, which are the people who are paying for the tickets, keeps them new.
I just think it's something that's missing. And
But the Chameleon Club is huge. Everyone in Lancaster, you know what the Chameleon Club is. If
Yeah.
you live there,
Right.
they already have done their own marketing. It's just
Right.
the marketing itself is the building.
you don't even need
That's
to
it.
you don't even need to live here for long to
don't
know
want
what the Chameleon Club is.
Yeah.
Or tell us.
Tell us.
Or
And that's
Mexican
just
House
be-
pizza.
Right.
Exactly.
Lancaster's small.
Because there's one here.
Small, but
One right around the
it's
corner.
concise. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
definitely condensed.
Very big facts.
So we're talking about all these artists, but I want to know where you get a lot of your inspiration from. Even if you have some like a Mount Rushmore almost that you want to put 5 names up.
Let me see. Well, first off, the vision comes from my life, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Being that like I said, I started rapping at 12 years old, and I would just like rap about things that I seen, things that I did. So I would say my inspirations at the time when I first started rapping were like 50 Cent, Biggie, Big L. Let me see, Lloyd Banks. That was a big one for me.
Yeah, I like Lloyd Banks. Whole unit's pretty fire.
Yeah, Fabulous. Another one for me. And like nowadays, like I listen to, I might listen to Lil Dave East. I might listen to little, what's his name?
I know you're big into Drake.
I like Drake. I definitely like Drake.
And you've told me, now I told you my thoughts on Drake. I'm not too big into him, but I can see where you both come from in the sense that you like him because he's an artist.
He's an artist.
He's an
Yes.
artist
He's
across
not a
the board.
rapper.
He makes
He's not-
genre. He
he's-
makes genreless music. He makes it
Right.
here,
That's
here,
the
here, here,
perfect way
here.
to
He
say it.
makes
He's
Spanish.
a door.
He does everything.
I'll say this like I always do. He's a door opener.
Yes.
He
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
is
Yes.
just like
he changed the
Yeah.
game. It went from gangster rap to now guys are
He's not
harmonizing.
even from around here.
He brought the
So-
harmonizing.
That's it.
Right.
He's not from around here, and he came into America and he took an American culture, and he
And made it his own.
and made his own thing.
Yeah. That's
he's smart.
Yeah.
It's very
I know
smart.
we talk about the OVO sweatshop,
Yeah,
and we
that's a
look at it
fact.
and we're like, damn, like there's certain people that you would have liked to see take off if they weren't under something like a Drake Wing or under OVO.
Like who?
I think I'm gonna give Future. I'm gonna say Future, and the only reason I'm gonna say Future is because there was a lot of potential with what he was doing.
Who,
And
Future?
as soon, after he dropped that mixtape with Drake, a lot of he just started to fade very quickly, and he wasn't making a lot of music. Another thing I'm gonna give you,
Yeah,
and
too
this
much
is
money.
what,
I would
I
stop.
mean, what you mean? He made a double album after that.
Yeah, and he went double platinum.
and then what did he do?
And then he dropped another
You don't
album,
need
one
to.
platinum.
You just living up to royalties at that point.
He's making
But I
money.
would literally-
Everything he drops is a
Man.
hit. He just did the thing
Yeah,
with Dirk.
it is. It is.
Spin the block.
I
one
heard
more
that
time.
was lit.
Yeah,
The shit that he did with Juice World, garbage.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear
thought
that.
that was awful.
I didn't even hear it.
Thought it was terrible. It was the worst. Like it was the most
Was Juice WRLD
anticipated.
good?
Like Juice did a decent job. I wasn't proud of Juice either.
He's got
Like,
a lot of music.
so much music
Future
so
has
quickly.
so much music.
Like I know.
Like,
but are they all hitters?
Well,
Nobody's
nah.
all hitters.
Gucci
Are you
Man,
sure?
Gucci Man has like
Drake probably got the
storage
most.
units.
Drake. It has the most hitters. Like
Per-
I don't
yeah.
that you can say like that one human being has made hit after hit after hit after hit. It's gonna be Wayne. You can't. I mean not Wayne. It's gonna be Drake. You can't say Wayne no more because Wayne has some misses. You understand what I mean?
He did.
So, but
He
Drake
was on
doesn't
truck
miss.
fit shit.
Drake has not missed.
Drake is just a cheat code at this
At
point.
this point, he is the
Up,
creative
down,
player.
Up, down, left, right, RB.
He is the creative
Seriously.
player.
That's
Seriously,
That's Drake.
invincibility mode. Bro,
it's crazy.
yeah.
It's like every time I hear something new, it's like I'm surprised. What else can he say? And
He ended up giving that video. He
Amazing.
ended up giving $1 million away.
that's God's plan.
Yeah,
God's plan.
Yeah, that shit was great marketing for him.
That was a great tax write-off as well.
Oh my God, it said at the beginning, we spent $900 and some thousand on this, and we wrote it off on all of our taxes. Like they put that down a little bit. Yeah, but
Yeah, right. But I would do the same thing. I'd rather give $1 million out. What was it, $1 million?
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather spend $1 million to give to the
government.
people, right, instead of giving it to the government.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I agree with
Like
that.
I'd rather donate it to a good cause, or you know what I mean, things of that nature.
Mhm.
Like, I do plan on having like a nonprofit, and
Mm.
a bunch of what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for?
Organizations, not for profits,
Nah, a bunch of where you donate and stuff.
donors.
No, the thing that what's it called? Like
Grant?
like it's like a foundation, but that's not the word I'm using. I'm
Nonprofit.
thinking- No,
I see what you're saying. You're trying to start the foundation
charities, a bunch of
Charities,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
Oh, a bunch of different charities.
Yes,
Kind of okay.
Yes, for different causes. And
Yeah.
things of that nature. Because there's not enough people that give back that make money. It's only money.
Yeah.
It's gonna make
And
more.
as you know, we've had conversations before. You've actually given me some inspirational information on the charity for our own sakes. Like we talked about the grants and stuff.
Right,
like
right,
that.
right. I mean,
Seems
you just
like
gotta look at it any way possible. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? To reach the goal, reach the dream. I feel like if you really ain't dreaming, you really ain't living. Like I can't imagine waking up every day, just going to work and being like, well, this is the rest of it. This is life. I'm gonna just do this for 25 years.
No.
And then retire from here. No, hell no.
No.
I feel like I was made for more than that. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm better than anybody. Just
So
made
I think
different.
that what you just said is a statement that is hooking on to a lot of people in like this like mid 20s, like mid 20s generation, because I think we hit the end. We actually talked about this. We hit it perfectly.
Right.
I think you have it better off. Like anybody that's older than us, up to 30, has it a little bit better off than we do. I think from a perspective of understanding what it's like to grow up in like this social media digital age, because you had the opportunity to experience more of both, where Nick and I experienced both, but it was at such a young age.
Right.
So I have this kid that I talk to on a regular basis. I used to coach him during basketball coach him, kind of a mentor type deal.
Right.
And we're sitting, we're having this conversation, and he says to me, he goes, "Kids don't talk anymore." And it was like the saddest shit I've ever heard, because he's 16 looking at me and telling me this. He's like, all these kids are like are deep in their cell phones, and like they're not with it, and it's weird. This idea now of people not trying to stick with the status quo, I think, comes from a healthy balance of that. And I think if people just go out and do what they want to do, and just not be worried about like right now, like I don't even know, this is what I want to do.
Right.
This shit is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Mindsets like that only come from a balance that was given to us. And I think we have to just wait a little bit.
It's
And
learned.
I think what we need to do is that we need to have the conversations that we're having right now. Like we're saying, like, okay, go out and do it, but also be mindful, right?
Right.
Also make like
always.
if you are shit at music, if you're bad,
Right. Don't do it.
stop.
You're making yourself look real stupid.
The idea of a grind is not, I'm going to learn how to do this and show my whole entire process while I do this, hoping that maybe I'll strike out. Or not strike out, that I won't strike
I'll
out.
hit a homer.
Yeah, exactly. Hit
Yeah.
that shit out of the park.
Right.
There's so many people like that out here, though.
I mean, that's how I feel. I feel like a lot of people are like, wave riders. That's what I call them. Like, all right, well, his friend's a rapper. Now I'm going to be a rapper. Like, I've had, like, after I dropped my video, I've had guys, hit me up that I never knew rap, things of that nature. And they're like, hey, let's do a song together. I'm like, oh, snap, you rap? Not really, but I'm trying to now. This comes from a lot. Like I said, I've been rapping since I was 12 years old. I got 16 years in the game of rap. Like,
Well, that's why I'll never come out and say, like, because, like, I could spit a little bit, right? But I'm never going to ever be like, yo, let's do this. I want to get on the track, because I understand exactly where you're coming from.
but you never know, though. You could always come up with it. Like, if you ever, like, came up to me with a hit, like, look, listen to this joint. I did this the other day. Tell me what you think about it. I'm like, yo, that joint hot. You know what I mean? If I like it.
Camera stop.
All right, and we're back. We got the camera back online.
New water bottle. Thank
Yeah.
you to Aquafina again. Shouts to them.
Big shots, because my drip
Yo,
is
can we
wet.
talk about that for a second?
Yeah, so last show we were supposed to have a show, and James calls me beforehand. He's like, "Yo, man, you think you could pick up a case of water? I'm like, yeah, sure. That's cool. Yeah, no issue. Like $5, right?
No problem.
$5.
Easy.
Every
So
time.
I was driving here. I didn't stop at a large chain restaurant or a large chain store like Walmart or anything.
Convenience,
Right.
yeah.
So I went to, what is that place called?
The Millersville Mart.
All bad.
They're done. Cut. If anybody sees this, they're cut.
Y'all done.
So I went in there. I was like, "Yo, let me get a case of water." He's like, "You want 2 or 3?" I'm like, "Nah, I want 1." like he didn't give me an option off rip. He didn't give me an option to get.
Just cop one.
I was like, where are they? He's like, he's like, they're in the back. I'm like, okay, cool. I guess I'll go get them. So I went and grabbed them, put it up on the thing, got $20 in the car, and I was like, okay, how much this? He's like, for you.
No way he said that.
When it starts off for you, you're getting burned.
Exactly. So he said, for you, since you're a college student, I didn't tell him I was a college student. Mind you, I don't go to Millersville. I don't even live out here. He said, because you're a college student, $10. I'm like, I look down, I look at it, I'm like, $10? Like, what do you mean?
$10 what?
He's like,
Am I gonna get some sucky sucky?
I'm like,
$10?
right? Am I gonna get a little extra or something?
Right.
Right.
Are you throwing another
Does it
case
come in
in?
with a free gallon?
Right? Am I getting free gas? Like, I
Right.
just gave you $20,
Fuck.
and you grabbing 10
Better
from me.
get premium gas for that number.
Anyway, so he's like, no, I paid $9. I'm like, you paid $9? I was like, all right, man. I was gonna be.
He was like, I'm gonna be late.
I'm gonna be
like-
5 minutes late. Like, come on, just give me this shit.
Give my change.
And so, man, $10 for a case of water. So we gotta justify this shit somehow. Dasani or Aquafina, get us some sort of promotion.
I mean, we'll take free water.
$10. We got
We'll take some
scammed.
free water.
We got scammed at them. He doesn't even have any water in his thing. We need more.
We need
See,
to at Aquafina on this
at
joint.
Aquafina. Anyway.
Cause my drip is wet.
Ooh.
Drippy drip.
Speaking of a little bit of commentary, you wanna? I think we're gonna get into some bars.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, sure.
Some.
Before we do that,
Yeah,
really
let's,
quick.
Let's jump back into the conversation that we were having beforehand.
Yeah.
Because it was interesting. It was insightful with the mayor and stuff. Very insightful conversation. I don't want to take anything from that because that was a very insightful conversation.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really enjoyed that conversation.
I have one question that I as I was thinking about this interview going into this morning, that I want to ask you, and I want to know your honest opinion, just because of one, how old you are,
Right.
and two, kind of just what you've surrounded and what you've been surrounded by and what you've grown up around, like when it comes to listening to music and your musical background.
Gotcha.
When you look at what people classify hip hop or rap right now, like how does that make you feel? Like what is the state
It's
of
horrendous.
what hip hop is right now?
It's in a state of emergency. It's
Yeah.
the worst possible thing that could happen to hip hop. Because if you look back on rap, I mean, it began with, a bunch of, songs, feel good songs. That's where it began. And
Sugar Hill.
Sugar Hill.
Yeah, Sugar Hill.
They're number one, the first, actually.
I know all the words to Rapper's Delight.
You know what I'm saying? Rapper's
Yeah.
Delight is literally the first hip hop song ever recorded. If you guys didn't know that.
Ooh.
And if you look back, it was more, it's just fun. There came a point where rap became an art. I would say Big Daddy Kane, Slick Rick, Tribe Called Quest, people of that nature, you know what I mean?
Getting all that fly shit.
Yeah.
Right. It became an art. It became like a message, opposed to just the goodies and sounding. Rapper's Delight is fun. But that's about it. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's not lyrical. So there's no message behind it. It's just saying that we're rappers. That this is a new form of music, pretty much. You know what I mean? It's a good song, but around the 80s, 83-ish, it all changed. So we got to the early 90s where NWA's running things. Tupac's running things. Biggie's running things. Then, if you look into the state of hip-hop from the 83-ish, the first gangster rap song was from NWA. Okay? So that was, 87? if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So from 87 to 2006 is when Soulja Boy came out.
Mm-hmm.
That's when that long
That's when
gap
internet rap.
was all gangster rap. There's still good music, you know,
Yeah.
feel good music, but it was predominantly gangster rap. The gangsters making good music, like
Yeah.
Gator Boots with the Pimp Down Gucci. So
Mhm.
then the next song they're talking about guns, drugs, you know. So the state of hip hop, like it was like it's kind of like the streets. Like there's a G code.
Mm.
You know what I mean? People started to sell out, so people started snitching more. You know what I mean? So if you look at it in the streets, people started snitching more, and if you look at it in mainstream media or music or whatever you want to call it, more people are selling out. That's why Tekashi 6ix9ine was such a hit, because he sold all the way out.
So he was just
He
perpetrating.
made himself a stereotype.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I mean? But what that did was give him buzz. What that did was make sure his name in your mouth. Oh, you're talking about the guy with the rainbow hair. There's only one guy with that.
Yeah, with the 6ix9ine all over his body and face and tattoos.
There's
and all
only
this.
one
Yeah,
guy.
only one
You know
guy.
what I mean? There's only one.
Yeah.
That's yelling on
Brand.
the track.
Differentiation
It's a
in this
brand.
game. Yeah,
It's a brand.
differentiation of brand.
You see what I'm saying? It's just a different way to go about it. He's beefing with people. We got fake beefs going on, but it's just to stay in the media.
Yeah.
Opposed to having to
Staying
drop music
relevant.
all the time, he can just put up a stupid video of him running from the camera mad fast.
Yeah.
That's a stupid video.
We actually talked about this during our commercial break. We talked about the good and the bad sides of getting clout, I guess. So
Right.
a good example would be you and I get good positive feedback from the community because we do good community activities. But Tekashi 6ix9ine, he does some wild shit on a camera and like running.
World Star picked it up.
And World Star picks it up because it's ignorant comedy. Like it's funny. You know what I
It's
mean?
not that it's ignorant comedy. It's about who it's coming from.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see, if you're a celebrity, they want to see what you do, how you live your life, what are the things that you do, what kind of person that you actually are, like we were just talking about during the break. So the videos, the blogs, things of that nature, just so you can actually be like behind the scenes when he's not making music. So when he's not making music, you see he's a freaking clown. Like he likes to laugh, he likes to joke, you know what I mean? He likes to have a good time.
And it's funny. Sometimes
It's
it's
funny. It's funny,
Yeah.
definitely. Don't get it wrong.
Yeah,
It's funny.
it's
He be
definitely
cracking
funny.
me up all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just an unfortunate situation now.
And we've seen that time and time again. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the past few months. There has been like 3 or 4 separate rappers hit with a similar charge, that RICO stuff.
I don't know.
AR
Ab's
Ab,
one.
Yeah, Rollo.
I didn't know Rollo got hit with
Yeah, Rollo got hit with that real interstate trafficking shit,
Oh,
like
snap.
flying.
Okay.
There's no Max B. He's still in there.
Yeah, man, but that's different.
Yeah.
That was a robbery. Going wrong.
Yeah,
I want to go.
allegedly.
I want to go back to what you were just saying about from '83 to 2006.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that Soldier Boy thing.
That's
That's
what-
important.
I want that
That's
Soldier
23
Boy thing
years.
is so
It's
important.
very important.
It's so important.
That changed hip hop.
Stupid.
The
Stupid,
state of
man.
hip hop. Once after that, I don't know. If
Do you think that was the spark?
Yeah, that was the. I'm telling you, I was there.
Remember
That was my
LimeWire?
prime. I was 16 years old.
Shit.
So all I did was music. That's all I focused on.
There's
Was music.
LimeWire and MySpace.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And MySpace was.
That's
Right.
how Soulja Boy
Yeah.
did it, because he
Yeah.
put it as a different sound title,
Right.
and then it just came up with Crank That.
Right.
That's how he got all them hits.
And then people actually started like song.
It was so funny.
That's like the beginning. That was the birth of how the internet really started. Like I can really
Yeah.
it's awesome.
That's
At the
why.
same
That's
time,
what I'm
it's not.
saying. Like that's why I want to hear where you're coming from.
Like I can
Yeah.
like really tell you what life was like without social media. Like
Yeah.
it was so like different.
Way different.
Like when I tell you it was different, it was really different. Like it was peaceful. Like it was like I don't know how to explain. Like social media, literally all it is a scapegoat so that you can become the person that you want to be. You know what I mean? Like you can put up a front like you got this, you got that, or you doing this, you're doing that, just because that's what you want to portray. You know what I mean? That's all social media is. That's why I'm a type of person. I don't really use my social media too often. I don't post much. You know what I mean? Things of that nature, because I look at it like there's certain things that you should keep to yourself. My life is
Truthful.
my life. You know what I mean? I don't need to share everything with everybody. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about social media. And then when it came to music, it's like at first all the rappers were angry because like the internet came and now their CD sales went down because you could get
It's on
stuff off
streaming.
LimeWire and things of that nature. Then they had to format it so that you do get paid off streams and things of that nature. You know what I mean? So
A little side note. Anybody remember when we had LimeWire? That shit would fuck up your computer.
yo,
FrostWire, you're done. You're done. You're
LimeWire,
finished.
and you didn't give a hell. I said I need that new
I
song.
need that new song. I don't care if I can't go on the internet.
So many pop-ups.
Fuck that.
It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
even about the pop-ups. It's about the speed.
Speed is to slow down.
Shit, turn your shit off.
Yeah, for real.
You'll be done.
For real.
You'll be on there. Like,
You wait for that shit to download, that shit just crash. You know what the fuck? Bro, crap. Those are the good days.
I remember the dial-up days, bro. Like I really
so
remember
do
that
I.
shit. Like, yeah, that shit was cool.
We used to get the little free disc in the mail, run that bitch down 90 days, and we get another one, do it again, do it again. We ain't paying for that
Straight
shit.
trials. That's it.
You remember your mom yelling up the steps, get off the internet, I'm trying to use the phone. Alright. I get off shit.
So, Soulja Boy.
There's nothing against Soulja Boy.
After Soulja Boy, what would you say?
Soulja Boy, alright, Tekashi
Yeah.
literally blueprinted himself after Soulja Boy. When I say literally, it might not have been a dance, but he said, I'm gonna do everything.
No, you're
differently."
absolutely right.
he does.
You are
Differently.
you are so right. And when you were explaining what you're explaining, I'm thinking about like MySpace. I'm thinking about like all of that shit, and like I kind of remember MySpace. I didn't have MySpace, but like I knew what was going on. So it's exactly like you're so right because he used Instagram. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's the
That was later though. Like I feel like the MySpace thing. Oh, you're talking about Tekashi.
I'm talking about
I was
like
thinking
that.
about Soulja.
No. I'm just saying he used Instagram to do the same exact thing. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah,
is
he's
ripping
right.
that, and I think a lot of people do that. But they're also you have to answer the question at the end of the day, where it's like, this social media shit is how you stay relevant,
It's a fact. That's the worst part about it.
and that is the problem.
That is the
And
problem.
his audience, he made so relevant by doing things like live
Which
videos
you-
all the time, which is
right.
great for
For
fan
fans.
feedback.
Yeah,
for
because
just
you
to
can
keep
see
relevant.
it,
Oh,
like,
it's
But-
awesome.
and
But you guys gotta
and you
understand,
love
it's always gonna stay this way from here
Yeah,
on out.
it
Reason
is.
being,
it's gonna get worse.
the record company really doesn't have to spend money to promote no more.
Nope.
Do you understand? Like
It's a
how
cheap game.
it's free now for them. All they do is sign you now. You
It-
promote
it's,
yourself.
it's not free.
I mean, you promote yourself.
You promote yourself, but the way that you promote, look, it's different. That's how it was when Instagram originally started.
Okay.
When Instagram originally started, it's that free promotion type deal. Then Instagram.
No, I'm talking about it's free promotion. I mean, it's free for the record companies. Now they don't have to pay to put that commercial out no more.
Yeah, they don't.
Do you understand what I mean?
Social
Back
media
then,
free.
I see what
before
you're
social
saying.
media,
I thought you were talking about
Nah,
like
nah.
just to use.
No,
okay.
no.
Okay.
Back in the day, before the only way you know a new album's coming out is
saw
paid
commercials or
promotion.
something,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's commercials. Like you'll hear like the single, and then it'd be like
You don't see
October
that
29th.
anymore.
You don't see that
on
no
a
more.
movie,
You're
like
never
Get
gonna
Rich-
see that.
Get Rich or Die Trying when that shit came out with the movie.
Right,
That was at the beginning.
Right.
The soundtrack is in the movie.
right.
So
Nah, it's
it
a
was-
different soundtrack for the movie. There's a Get Rich or
You're
Die
right.
Trying soundtrack, and then there's
Right.
Get Rich or Die Trying the
It
album.
had the Many Men on it.
Yes,
Like the
Many
third-
Men is the
third-
album, and then
Yeah.
Get Rich or Die Trying is the movie is the one with the that's four niggas strapped.
Yep.
Grandpa's Cadillac. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, his little shit. Yeah, his younger days.
I blow your head, boy. You know I will. That's
Yeah,
my
it's
shit.
hot.
I'll bust your head, boy.
Yeah, when he's doing the pull ups.
Back of the steel. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
That's my shit
is
though. That's a good album. Those are both good, actually, really good albums.
Yeah,
Cause he got that Hustler's Ambition on there as well.
and you know, I see a lot of the like. I was trying to think of who bridged the gap between Soulja Boy and Tekashi. And to be honest with you, 50 has done a really good job with that throughout his career.
In which ways?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
In the way that he trolls people.
Okay.
In the way that he creates.
Was that Ja Rule?
Not only Ja Rule, what did he say to Floyd Mayweather? He said, "If you could read a whole page of Harry Potter book, I'm gonna give $500,000 today."
He said, you
And,
know you
and-
can't
and
do
you
it.
know he didn't do
Read the book.
read a Harry Potter book.
Right.
So
But you're right. I mean,
it's about staying relevant. And
50 knows how to
he
stay
stays
relevant.
When
Yeah,
was the
man.
last time he dropped an album?
50's last album. He dropped a mixtape last. It was the Kanan's tape.
I'm not talking about mixtape.
I'm just saying
I
that's the
know.
last thing I've heard
That's
of 50.
yeah,
when
last
it comes
project.
to music.
Yeah,
But if you listen to like the Power, like his shit is dope.
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
the opening song to Power is fucking amazing.
One of my favorite rappers. If
Mine
I
too.
would
I
put
think
him
we're
up on
missing
Mount
a.
Rushmore with
I
mine.
think we're missing a very, very, very important era.
What's
What's that?
Is after Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy and T-Pain kind of came on the scene around the same time. We can't forget about T-Pain. We can't forget about Akon because we can't forget about when. And then this is when Wayne hopped on the scene a little later. And this is when Auto-Tune started to take over.
Wayne was already on the scene.
Wayne was way back.
Yeah, Wayne been on the scene.
No,
I'm talking about Carter 2 was before Soulja.
I'm not talking. I'm talking about like this after stage where like because you see a difference in between. So when he made that switch over, that's when we talk. When we go back, exactly because then we go back to this whole staying relevant thing, and that's like a switch up. That's a major switch up, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then
that's what I'm saying.
All right, I would say okay, the game was like that because everybody wanted to make dance songs. You guys remember it was the New Boys, New Kids, whatever their name was. They jerk, teach out jerk. Remember that crap?
That wasn't. I don't know who that was.
Just new Jacks or new boys. That's what their name is.
Ben J's in it. Yeah, Ben J and the New Boys.
Some shit.
It's trash. Anyways, either way. But then we get Drake. Drake comes on the scene. Okay. If you remember when Drake first started, he rapped just like anybody else.
2006.
But Drake then changed the game again, where he made it so every rapper can harmonize now. So he changed the game.
Can you? I want to know your opinion on how that kind of started. Just because, like
Drake.
No. What I'm saying is like where that harmonization started to come into key. Or you think people, started to come into play? My bad. Do you think that? Are you serious?
Battery's done.
Shit.
We didn't change the battery. It's all right. So we'll be right back.
Yep. All right, we're back. Just had to switch the battery. Anyway, so as we were saying, we were talking about Drake. You were talking about harmonizing how that whole sort of style kind of started. Where do you think that started? Like, where do you think pinpoint that?
That's all we see now.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That is hip hop now.
Yeah,
harmonizing. When you say pinpoint like a song or something,
pinpoint like an album for me from him where that really started. It's not
even an album, mixtape so far gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he started off with like Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. You know what I mean? Things of that nature. Yeah. We got what's the other one that he got? Take those fucking heels off and work.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Him and Dream on that. So what he did was make guys make it all right to start harmonizing. After that, you get dudes that come into the game like let me think who came in after him that was on that tape time. Like, because it just started raining those kind of guys that just started like harmonizing. It's funny though because the first person that I ever heard do it is Max B. He's the first rapper singer. You know what I mean? And Drake just like kind of like mainstreamed it. You know what I mean? Because he can sound better.
Then there's just some people who just do the singing, like Miguel. Like I haven't heard too many bars from. Do you even know who that is?
Yeah.
The guy who Adorn.
And him and J. Cole got that song that Come Chill.
Exactly. And
that's my joint.
I wouldn't say he's
I like Miguel actually.
Yeah, me too.
He's very dope.
He's very good artist. But I wouldn't put him in a category of multiple genres. I would just put him as more of like a sing kind of guy.
I think maybe I think
one
of the best questions to kind of maybe just wrap out of this is that are there really good artists right now that are classified as hip hop artists, like that are good artists just not for the hip hop genre? Do you think we need to push this to another genre and just put it somewhere else and call it something else? Yeah, because that's what I personally agree.
It's like what they did. They did it before. When Chicago was coming out with all this nut shit, like Chief Keef, they ended up making it its own. It's called drill music now. Yeah. You see what I mean? So they need to start making like this music. Like there needs to be like a genre, I guess, for lyricists. How about that? Yeah. You know what I mean? Because we don't have that. We don't have that avenue. We're just we're known. Well, not even our genre is where it began, which is rappers.
It's like soul music now.
You see what I mean?
People trying to make soul music.
I think we just need to kick it to another side.
Yeah.
We need to
this little pump and little trippy and little skippy and little dippy. All of them. They need to put that all in one category.
Just put it somewhere else.
Put it in the trash can.
SoundCloud rap.
I think
some of it is alright.
Some of it's okay. I really like Trippie Redd. Like I like Trippie. He's a crier, but I like Trippie Redd's experimental shit because it gets down to the basic roots of like musicianship behind the production. Like I don't know who Trippie Redd's producer like is for some of these tapes because some of them are named and some of them aren't.
Right.
but some of the shit that he's thinking about and the way that he
Pretty
wants
decent.
to push,
You're right.
it makes a lot of sense for
I
somebody who understands like just theory in general.
Right.
You know.
It's like Lil Uzi. I like Lil Uzi.
Yeah,
He
same.
understands music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Some people don't.
Breakdowns and kicks and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Things of that nature.
Word. So what's I guess just to kind of wrap this out, do you have anything new for us? Anything coming?
I got my mixtape's coming out.
Yeah.
Early January is gonna be called Guns N' Roses.
Nice.
Is that a little nod to Lancaster?
Definitely, Roses would be the Lancaster nod, and the Guns is actually something that pertains to me because I've been, caught in a bunch of different legal altercations,
Right.
and they have to do with guns.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like as we speak, I'm actually fighting one myself. So, it pertains to my life, being the city that I'm from and the life that I live. I guess if that makes sense. I'm actually working with two other local artists, Choreo and Billboard G, on a mixtape. It's gonna be called 93, and we're gonna call ourselves the Dream Team. So that's why it's called 93, because that was the year that the Dream Team was actually established. That's what you want to call it. I mean, so I'm working on things like that. I got a bunch of features. I just did a feature with Choreo, and I did another feature with Billboard G as well. That's coming. I got a couple features with good old Kev Keys. He's always in the mix.
You used to the cipher too.
Definitely just did a cipher.
Yeah.
Check
so
that
look out
out.
for
Big
Shouts to
shout out.
them.
Yeah, big
That's
shout
a
out
fact.
to Cypher and the Cellar.
Yo,
Check them out.
we watched your shit. That
Yeah, it was dope.
that shit's
I fucked
tight
with it.
for real.
I
So
really
if you
did. I
if
liked
you're
the
watching
decor.
us and this gets to you somehow,
Right.
Yeah, we
reach
fucked
out
with
to
it.
us. We want to. I want to
Yeah, I'll do
talk
some
for real.
collaborative stuff.
Really really
All
cool
right.
shit.
We could definitely. I could definitely link that, make that happen. for
Hell
you.
yeah.
Lit.
I'm trying to think what else I got in the making. Just, looking for shows and just trying to grind, trying to push, give you guys good music, good energy, things of that nature.
When you find
Bring back-
shows, are you the type of person to be very forefront? Well, I personally know you, so
Right.
I'll let you answer this. But would you want somebody to manage you and get you the shows, speak for you, type shit?
I mean, ain't nobody got to speak for me, but I'd rather somebody find me the shows so I can focus on
The
just the
music.
music, right? And give you guys the
Artist
best
management
quality.
right there at its finest.
You know what I mean? Product makes more sense to me, and that way everybody pulls their own weight.
Word.
It's a good way to look at that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Keem, I got something for you guys today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gonna spit some shit for you.
Yeah, I
Definitely
got something
a
for you
little-
guys. You know what I'm saying?
You ready?
Yeah,
Right,
something
I'm
real
gonna cut
dope.
this out so I can cut everything out. Just do your vocal,
All right,
and we're gonna be right back.
cool.
All right, and we're back, and we're gonna get this one started. You ready to hit it?
Let's do it.
All right, go for it.
Okay.
I said I'm fresh about the trap house, I done did it again. I said I'm fresh about the trap house and I'm in it to win. Bend it, hit it harder than Triple G, go check your chin. On the way I bag cuties in the salt pepper bends. When I step in, I start hearing all the chattering. Is it cause I'm fly? Your girl thinking I'm flattering. It happens when you add a friend, mixing smoke with the captain. Popping pills like they aspirin. Back to the cash again. Times get hard, but a nigga still grinding. Had to talk to God, now I know it's perfect timing to show these motherfuckers I'm the hottest, fuck the climate. Niggas saying that they riding from the first time that they got him, but they changed, rearranged, Rubik's Cube and playing games. Told myself to make it rain and never trust a soul again. Cause these niggas extra bony, hang it up and call it gang. Cause I don't wanna hear a thing. This is about money exchange. I ball like Quincy McCall type, the boss life. Didn't choose it, but I gotta make sure that we all right. Don't let me hit the lotto, make it gobble, turn it all white. Birds, bricks, and keys introduce you to that off-white. Never been an orphan, but I swear it's been a hard life. Brother doing numbers, got him locked, living that ball life. He ain't getting shots, just 3 hots and some hard rice. Just came home, I'm addicted to the boss life, I swear. I'm here just to go and cash it in. Beat everyone on the way, that way I'm last to win. Couple chicks, couple whips, big glass of hen, bitch built like Chloe when my car dashing in. big guns like G.I. Joe. Been spitting since a youngin', got a knee-high flow. So these niggas couldn't see me with 3x4s or 3-eye scopes. Number one, keep your 3 eyes closed. If you saw us set something, then the 3 might blow. One thing most niggas fail to realize though is that money come first, let them beehives go. Cause them honeys look like money only if eyes closed. I'm getting messy on the track, I'm focused on my goals. 2 E's, 3 L's, I'm really in my zone. When they call my phone, cause the police paparazzi trying to catch my pose. That's all I got for you.
All right, Joe. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in to the Rose Review Season 3, Episode 2. My boy Ayo, my boy Nick.
Check me out. Facebook, Angelo Ortega. Instagram, Angelo Ortega. Catch me on Snapchat, BN Team 777. Big shout out to Rose Review, you know what I mean? The whole 176 Studios, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Ambition Visuals, Logic. Big shout out to Cypher and the Cellar. Go check me out over there too. You catch me on YouTube. All you gotta do is type in Ayo Icon. I come up. We got a couple.
Checking the video out too. It's just crazy.
Definitely dope video. Check that out. Please show love, you know what I mean? Support us. Do this one for the Rose.
We out.
Peace.